ever since 2006, a year after my near-death experience. That near-death experience amplified the gifts that I already had, and so now I use my gifts to help other people. And I am also connected to the Akashic records. That is the data cloud system. Okay, we didn't come up with clouds. Okay, this is ancient. So everything that has ever happened to you, everything that will ever happen to you, everything that has ever happened to this world, everything that has ever happened to anything in this world, and everything that has ever happened to anything or anyone that we can't even see is stored in the cloud, known as Akashic records. In ancient texts, this record is called the Book of Life. Okay, so I am an esoteric studier. I am a student of the esoteric. Esoteric is the hidden knowledge, the deeper knowledge. An example of that would be the 12 disciples are actually the 12 cranial nerves within the mind. And so when you study deeper knowledge, that's considered metaphysics. So you're studying the anatomy of what makes things do what they do. And so I am someone who uses many different spiritual systems. I've studied a lot of spiritual systems, gathered the information, and my ultimate goal is to be able to help people to overcome this thing called life, because nobody on this planet has it all together. That's why we're all here. Earth is a school. This is why schools, colleges are called universities. So we're in the universe to be students of Earth, to learn, to grow, for our souls to grow. I usually attract people who know that they have trauma. I usually attract people who can feel and sense energy. I attract people who are women that maybe are awakening women, meaning women who are aware, women who have emotional intelligence. I usually attract men. I guess maybe men like the way I look. I don't know why you all clicked today, but these are the people I usually attract. But no matter why you clicked on this video, no matter what you believe in, I can tell you two things. Number one, whatever you think that you know, it's probably not going to be what you think you know anymore, because I expand and open minds. I open hearts to be able to accept knowledge that has not been able to get to you any other way. Just to clarify and be clear, I am not religious at all. I am spiritual. I am committed and devoted to spirituality. So since 2006, I went through a period of being a Christian. I was still able to prophesy. I was still able to look at any human being and tell them things about them that nobody else knew. Shit that they was going to take to their grave. When I became a Hebrew Israelite, I was still able to do this. When I studied Buddhism, I was still able to do this. When I walked the left-hand path, I was still able to do this. When I practiced Tantra, I was still able to do this. So no matter what I have ever been, whatever role I have taken, one thing that has been consistent is my accuracy. And so that accuracy is what I use to share my gift with other people. This is completely free. You can take it or leave it. If this message resonates for you, good. Use it. Don't take for granted when you see people on this side of the screen taking time out of their day to share knowledge and wisdom with you, or their gifts with you. Like, don't take that for granted, because we all know what's happening in the world. It's difficult. The economy is crashing. Everything is crashing. The housing market, it's difficult, and it's becoming more and more difficult by the day. So when you see somebody who's willing to share their gift for free, don't be stingy. Okay? Don't be stingy, because a lot of us are not living the life that we actually could be living because we don't know how to reciprocate, or we just don't reciprocate. And sometimes it's because we're depressed. And when you're depressed, it's easier for you to look over messages and take things for granted, because your soul is literally being drained of energy. That's what depression is. So I just wanted to say that before I get into this, because I give a lot, and I really do overgive, and I overextend myself, and I'm healing from codependency. I'm healing from being a people pleaser. I'm healing from being a parentified daughter, a parentified child. I had to grow up fast. I had to learn how to take care of kids. I had to learn how to make money. I did whatever I had to do to survive. So I'm someone who is not only empathic, meaning I really do give a fuck about people. I don't do anything for clout. And if I was chasing clout, I probably would be famous by now, because I have a lot of gifts and I'm very extraordinary. And I don't give a fuck if it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, because I am. Because a lot of us need to toot our own horn and pat ourselves on the back a whole lot more than we do, because you are not going to get that from anyone outside of you consistently. So you need to be able to do that for yourself. So yes, kudos to me. Pat yourself on the back. Kudos to you. I don't know what attracted you. When I jump on here, because I'm not on here consistently, I never know who I'm going to get. So I also am a chronic illness warrior, and I am seeing an explosion of that now. I'm not new to this. I was born with this disease. So I have always had to deal with limitations and difficulties in life, but I'm noticing more and more people who are not feeling well, not really able to work as much as they used to, people who are feeling like the work that they're doing is too much for them. I'm noticing a lot of that. I'm noticing a lot of people are concerned and worried about what their future looks like financially. A lot of us don't feel like we're financially safe in this climate that we're in. And the more that the world is being destabilized, the less safe a lot of us feel. So I feel you. I'm right there with you. I've been an entrepreneur since 2006. I haven't worked for anybody else since then, and it's been hard. And I have learned a lot from being in these aspects of life that are difficult. So there is no form of trauma that you could bring to me that I haven't experienced. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to share my gift with you. And for gifts, badges, hearts, likes, love, whatever it is you want to share and do it. Do what your heart feel. Don't think that because you're on the other side of the camera, you're on your phone, iPad, whatever you're using, don't think that your energy does not matter. Your energy matters. This is a sacred space. This is a safe space. And the way that you use your energy, the way that you reciprocate, even if it's just likes, it creates ripples in your reality. And it allows the universe to know what wave, what frequency, what vibration that you feel a resonance with. And when you learn how to hold a resonance, when you do that, when you stop looking at the small things that you do as small, when you see that you matter, everything that you do matters. It really does fucking matter. So I just want to let you know that it matters. For y'all to see me sitting here in front of y'all, I shared a very vulnerable video the other day because I woke up feeling like shit. Hey, babe. I woke up feeling like shit. That's my twin flame. We're working on being more soulmates and twin flames, because twin flame people really have romanticized that shit, but it's hard, and I appreciate it. But I shared that video because I don't want my ego to ever get comfortable. And I don't want the people who I create content for to look at me as someone who has it all together. I want to make sure that I allow my own shadows to be seen. And so with that being said, I am going to be doing a reading today, because this is what I feel I'm supposed to do. And whatever message it is that you need, I feel that you will get that as long as your heart is open to receive. So I'm going to use oracle cards today. And I'm going to pull these cards for the collective, for the messages that we need from spirit, because a lot of us are not getting fed spiritually. That's the real issue. So any issue in your life, whether it's your health, whether it's your relationships, whether it's your finances, the root of everything in our reality is spirit. And so spiritually, that is going to create the ripples in your reality. So though I share some of the difficult things in my life, there are things that happen to me on a day-to-day basis that people would consider miracles, and I never talk about it. because it happens so much now. So don't sleep on the things that I share, okay? Because I'm not putting it out there on Front Street every time I manifest something, every time I have a breakthrough, every time something happens. Like, it's no point in doing that. I would rather my energy speak for itself instead of trying to show and prove receipts to everybody that what I teach is actually effective and it works. So I am a devotee of the dark goddesses. Dark goddesses are dark mothers. This is a crone-like energy. It is the energy of wisdom that comes from the feminine. It is the energy that rules over the subconscious mind. You cannot accomplish anything in your life unless your subconscious mind is programmed for you to accomplish it. So your beliefs that you are not aware of, your addictions that you have not been able to break, the things that you say to yourself, the inner dialogue you have with yourself, the things that people said to you that hurt you, that's stuck in your subconscious mind, all of that is what creates most of your reality, not your conscious mind. Not the things that you know that you are doing. It's the things that we don't know. And so the reason that I became a devotee of the Dark Mothers, because I realized they were the solution. And the reason the patriarchy has did so much damage to us and we're waking up to this now is because that mothering feminine energy was removed. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just get into these cards. Even though I read cards intuitively, I'm going to be reading these cards to you because these are a lot of different teachings that has never been able to get to a lot of us. And because a lot of us had our own traumas, our own soul contracts where we lost our culture, we lost our spirituality, and we did not have access to certain information, most suffering comes from a lack of knowledge and a lack of information. So we're going to get into this, and that's how we're going to do this. I will have intuitive messages come through, and I will share those with you all. If you want to send a donation to Cash App, you can. Please do not use that Cam44 because it was hacked. People stole a lot of money from me. But the Remnants Gathering Cash App is still available if you want to send a donation, okay? So I'm just putting that out there, and I think I put that in the comments at the top. All right, here we go. What message do you have for the collective today? And I mean, like, what is really needing to be heard? Take us deeper than the surface, deeper than what seems to be happening. Wow. Bagalamukhi. Just look at this image. Look at this image. You see that her hands, her hands, what's in her hands, right? She's packing. She's packing power. All right? She's packing power. And when I first worked with Bagalamukhi was in 2022. And she really shifted my life in such a major way. I don't underline things too often, and I underline some of the things that she shared with me. It says, burning golden light of divine protection. She arrests the flow of negativity, particularly that of our own making. Are y'all listening to this? She is divine intervention and sacred activity. She transforms our karma from that which hinders our joy to that which creates true happiness and bliss for ourselves and all beings. As you seek refuge in her, you are protected from gossip, from slander, and any form of negativity from others. A positive turning of the tide of fortune is predicted. She is the 8th of the Mahavira wisdom goddesses. Her name is Bagalamukhi. She is a beautiful avatar of Kali Ma, who is the goddess of destruction and rebirth. She's known for her golden light. When y'all meditate with golden light if you want to draw this into your life. Because I just was talking to y'all about the inner dialogue Be real with yourself. The things that you want to achieve in life, is your inner dialogue positive enough for you to achieve that? If it's not, then this is why you're going to feel like you're going in circles. This is why you're going to feel like you're putting energy into things and it's not giving the outcome that you expect. When you know that it's coming from you, you can do something about it. But when stuff is just coming from others and outside, it's a little bit more difficult to navigate that. So this is a positive thing, knowing that a lot of your life is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results. Okay, so they restricted my live. I don't know why. If somebody is here and you don't like this information and maybe you reported me, you can just leave. You don't have to stay here. But before I proceed, I want to make sure y'all can still hear me. Because this has been restricted, this means that nobody will be able to find me, even if you search for this live, even if you search for, I was just talking about the resistance. You can still hear me? Okay, we're going to keep going. See, the Matrix, y'all, the 3D Matrix don't like people who really be giving people the keys to get free. That's funny. We're going to keep going because Bagalamukhi already let us know that negativity, that we're not doing that over here. Okay? Now, she is also called Patambara Devi, or the goddess that's dressed in yellow. Her blessing is the bestowal of cities. Cities are yogic powers. In particular, her power of Stambara, or the power to paralyze, or the power to immobilize. She is known for pulling the tongues out of demons, which seems gruesome at odds with her beautiful appearance, but along with Stambara, it has a deep spiritual significance. The tongue is the symbol of speech. Speech is sound expressed with intention. Sound is a creative power. Intention gives its direction. To pull out the tongue of a demon is to end its capacity to create trouble. It is Stambara in the sense of aborting or stemming the flow of negativity. Bagalamukhi halts negativity in its tracks, preventing it from doing any harm. So in case if you're wondering, because I don't believe in bypassing yourself and giving love, worship, and adoration to something outside of you as a way for you to become the best version of yourself. Okay? So they just denied my appeal. I tried to appeal it and they denied it. I've said and have not done anything for any reason for them to do that, but they just denied my appeal. So, okay, those who see this live, obviously, is something in here that's going to be really helpful for you. So Stambara is the power for you to paralyze demonic energy. This is basically negativity. That's what this power is. This is a superpower. Now, so many people are talking about we're going through activations and we're getting superpowers. We're becoming more telepathic. We're becoming clairvoyant, clairsentient. And yes, all of that is happening. But the power that you really need is the power of emotional regulation. And that comes through being able to silence the voice of negativity, especially the ones inside of here that nobody else hears but you, because those are the ones that hurt us the most. So she nullifies the power to cause havoc. When you listen to me talk about Bagalamukhi, imagine this as a capacity, a potential of energy that you can embody and use for yourself. This is why I study this, because this information comes no other way. I've tried so much. So check this out. It is an act of protection if you or another have said words you regret, or you've heard some nasty gossip or jealousy or hatefulness stem from someone's lips. It's akin to a curse. Trust that your spiritual refuge in Bagalamukhi will nullify its effects. I guess some of us here maybe have been dealing with that. Maybe you know or don't know that people have been speaking negatively about you. When you are a chosen one, you're going to have people speak negative about you. Even people that love you are going to speak negative about you. And the interesting thing is, when you go through a spiritual awakening, people who are prefer to use religion as their way of self-mastery and personal development and healing may look down upon the things that you're using to reach those goals. And so they may not be intentionally speaking negatively about you, but sometimes people can speak negative about you in the form of a prayer, right? People can say that, I'm going to pray for you, and it has a negative energy behind it. And it's almost as to say, you're so lost, so confused, so damaged, so wounded, so messed up. I'm going to pray for you. You need some help. And the energy behind it is not positive. So sometimes this could be people that's praying for you, and they probably really believe that they're helping you, because I used to be that person. And I would pray for people, not realizing that I did not know that person's soul contract. So I'm trying to pray away something that they're meant to experience to help their soul evolve. And so you see how we create karmic debt that way. And this is why religion creates a lot of karmic debt, okay? It literally took evil eye energy and put it in the form of laws that are used to protect the people using them, but to put down the people who are not using them. And that's not love. Because if you don't know enough about somebody's life to do that, who are you to even put your tongue in a position to even speak against them? And this is why we are being told about this right now. So obviously, this is happening. Ripping out the tongue acknowledges the power of negativity and the need to have zero tolerance for it. There is no pretending the negativity doesn't exist. It means recognizing its sources within or around us and cutting them off at the root, thereby removing their capacity to influence us. Some may argue that this is spiritual bypassing, a term used for spiritual approaches that avoids life's challenges rather than to face them and mature. That term may be misapplied to mean that we need to engage with toxic energy for our spiritual growth. This is a little like saying you need to keep beating your head against a brick wall to learn how to deal with the pain. There comes the point when you will realize you no longer need to continue. Understanding the nature of the behavior and the pain it causes is enough. This is not a weakness, this is wisdom. Bagalamukhi's presence in a reading indicates that you are learning how to self-protect. You are learning how to have enough self-worth to realize you don't need to accept negativity, undermining, and toxic energies in your life. Your happiness and spiritual growth will increase as you clear these things out, but at the root. To do this, you may need to cut something off entirely, or someone. Sometimes that is the only effective way, and it takes spiritual strength to give yourself unconditional support so you can thrive, especially, for example, if childhood conditioning was laden with a duty to sacrifice your well-being to another's emotional suffering. Are y'all listening to me? People who are here to shift the paradigm and break generational cycles that we call curses. A lot of us sacrifice our well-being to try to make other people comfortable with our presence. And that's not your responsibility. You cannot sacrifice your well-being enough to get somebody to see you for who you are. Because we perceive each other through the lens, through whatever filter we have that we use to see people. So stop trying to make people see you for who you are. Allow people to see you however they want to see you. That's their right, right? But it's your responsibility to protect your perception of you, not their perception of you. Arresting negativity is not only about dealing with projections from others. It is often more challenging and intricate work to conquer the ways that we be cruel to our own selves. But Galamuki helps us accurately identify and therefore deal effectively with external and internal sources of sabotage or negativity. Harshness towards ourselves or others is very different from a healthy and humorous recognition of our weaknesses, which helps us become less reactive, and that creates more happiness. Let me read that again, because I feel like so many of us are like, I'm not happy. There are areas of my life that I'm okay about, but there are areas that I'm not happy with, and I don't know how to change it. So let me read this again. Harshness towards ourselves or others is very different from a healthy and humorous recognition of our weaknesses, which helps us become less reactive. And that's what creates more happiness. Money is not going to create more happiness for you. Whatever you think is going to bring you happiness that you've been chasing is not going to bring that to you. What's going to bring more happiness to you is you being able to recognize your own weaknesses, become self-aware of your own self. We got to come out of that thing where we hide our demons, we hide from our weaknesses. We're so uncomfortable with seeing ourselves that a lot of us run from ourselves. Like a lot of us are ashamed of some things about ourselves, especially when you feel like because you're at a certain age, you should be able to do blank or do this or do that, and you get hard on yourself. You become cruel to your own self. You talk bad to your own self. If you're doing that, you're going to be reactive and easily irritated by things outside of you. The way that you react to external things creates your reality. So if you want more happiness, change the way that you react to your triggers. In the Turn Pain into Purpose course, I have a 7-day trigger challenge. And so that 7-day trigger challenge is going to take the most common triggers based on thousands of readings that I have done, one-on-ones and in groups. And it's going to show you how to take that trigger and use that trigger to become a way for you to be a better version of yourself moment to moment. And it's practical, it's simple, and it's pretty damn easy. And you will be surprised how much calmer and how much happier you become as a person. Because nothing is worse than feeling like other people have control over your emotions more than you do. That's a terrible feeling. Nobody likes to feel that way. And a lot of the coping mechanisms that we use keep us stuck in feeling like that. And that's why you can't manifest certain things, because you're not circulating the energy and the mindset that's necessary to support your manifestation. Bagalamukhi is about tackling unhelpful toxic shame. I just talked about that. That which leaves us feeling unworthy, that something is innately wrong with us, that we do not deserve love, we don't deserve respect. It does not keep us humble. It keeps us spiritually incapacitated. We need a healthy sense of self-worth to be committed to our growth and learning. We need to actually believe we are worthy of the unique destiny that we desire. Whenever this goddess arises in a reading, a blessing of some sort needs to manifest. It may be a type of relationship you have never experienced before, or a new level of professional recognition or respect, or realization of your innate beauty and value. This gift is essential to your continued spiritual progress, which benefits you and all beings. To be able to receive it, some form of toxic negativity needs to be conquered in your life. Do not be afraid to affirm your right to thrive. Is this speaking to anybody? Because No matter how many times I hear this, when I pull this card, it speaks to me. And it is areas of my life where I know that I'm too hard on myself. And so you want to use humor, okay? Use humor. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're ashamed of the fact that you have manifested a relationship where you don't always feel emotionally safe in that relationship. A lot of us probably feeling that right now because we didn't know. We didn't know how toxic we really was. We didn't know how toxic our inner dialogue really was. We didn't know that our inner dialogue creates a vibrational frequency that you can actually feel. So your words could be kind, but if the energy inside of you is cruel, then people are going to feel the cruelty but hear the kind words, and it creates a disharmonious vibration in your life. So you're trying to manifest in chaos, but you don't know how to alchemize the chaos so that you can get to being the person that you know that you can be. And I feel like y'all know this. You know that you can do better. You know that you can be better. You know that you can be your higher I divine self. But it seems like you're being haunted by the things that you don't like about you, and you're constantly being reminded of it. That's not a burden, that's a gift when you know how to deal with it. So I'm going to get into how you can deal with this if it's resonating with you. And I appreciate everybody for liking this live that's been restricted for reasons unknown to me. You can imagine, you can visualize, and you can just feel, set an intention to hold this golden energy within you. Imagine it like prayer beads. It's a necklace, and the necklace is covered in turmeric. That's the seasoning. It's that yellow orange seasoning. This is a sacred healing herb with strengthening, protective, healing properties that are sacred to the goddess. The beads rest in your right hand as your left hand touches your heart. These beads are created with love and psychic energy from your heart to become a spiritual offering to the Divine Mother. Imagine each bead is now a golden shining sun in your right hand, and they shine radiant light all around you, creating a sacred space, shining positive healing energy through all dimensions and all directions for the spiritual benefit of all beings. And the world really needs this right now. So this is not just about you, but being able to visualize this golden light. I mentioned this. For those of you who are like, for real, take some turmeric and put some on your third eye. You can do it before you fall asleep at night. You can do it in the morning or even in the middle of the day. The time of the day doesn't matter. But turmeric is a very healing, sacred, protective herb. And what it's going to do is it's going to help you to perceive things in your life in a way that's going to benefit you. Okay? So healing does not have to be complicated. Healing can be very simple. And so this is something that you can do to bring that energy into you. Because again, if you've never been able to consistently sustain optimism, you're going to need that. Because a lot of y'all got big dreams. A lot of y'all got a lot of potential that is untapped. And so you got to do something new. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different outcome. This will also help you if people are gossiping about you, if evil eye energy is affecting you. For those of you who are like, for real, and you want to use sound to heal your heart, because you can also imagine this golden energy. That's why you touch the heart. See, the right hand is the masculine hand, okay? The right hand is connected to masculine energy. It's related to productivity. This is why in the book of Revelations in the Bible, it says that people will take the mark of the beast on the right hand and the forehead. The forehead is your third eye. That's your perception. You're going to perceive things in a way that is in alignment with things that are anti-life, anti-prosperity, anti-health, anti-wholeness. But with the right hand, this is the masculine hand. This represents the patriarchy. This represents our productivity. This represents the things that we touch. This represents the way that we work, what we're doing while we're working, okay? So this is why we use the right hand and place the left hand on the heart, because the left hand is feminine. So the left hand receives energy. It does not put out energy. If you study Reiki or have ever been into energy healing, knowing these simple things can help you to heal. You have to know what your anatomy does spiritually and energetically to be able to tap into this healing energy. And a lot of us have the capacity, but we just don't know how to do it. Okay? And so imagine this energy going into your heart chakra. And let me tell you something. When your heart chakra is closed down, when you try to manifest something, it doesn't matter if you're using affirmations, meditations, whatever you're using. If the heart is closed down, you're not going to be able to draw that into your life, because the heart is a magnet. The heart is magnetic, okay? The mind is electric. So you need to be able to do both. You need the mind and the heart to be aligned with each other. And I know a lot of us are like, I've really been working on manifesting this, that, and the third, and you're trying to do it with your mind. And I said this in one of the shorts that I shared the other day. We are no longer in an energy in this world where we can accomplish things with the mind alone, because the mind has been imprinted by the beast, by that beast energy, the energy of not being able to thrive, being stuck in survival mode. And so if you experience trauma, and you have not been doing any somatic releasing. Somatic releasing means that the trauma, the emotions that you have experienced, the betrayals, the abandonment, the neglect, the abuse is stored inside of your body. Your body remembers everything. It absorbs everything. Even the things your mind can't remember happened to you, your body is holding on to the energy from that experience. And so if the body is filled with this negativity, if it's filled with this energy, then you're not going to really be able to magnetize, to bring anything to you that's going to allow you to operate as this better version of yourself that you know that you can be. So when the heart is closed, you will find yourself being cruel to yourself in your inner dialogue. When the heart is closed, when things go wrong in your life, your very first thought is probably going to be really negative and may not be based in reality. It may be based on an illusion of fear to keep you feeding the parasites who energetically feed on our fear. They feed on our despair. This is what's happening in the world right now. Everything that's crashing is not crashing for us to be in despair and for us to be hopeless and for us to give up. It's crashing because it's been keeping us stuck in cycles where the soul cannot evolve. So when the heart is closed, you don't have access to the soul. Your soul is still connected to you, but you are not able to experience the vibrational healing that the soul provides. So this is why you probably feel something coming from me now that you don't feel in normal conversations with people that you have in day-to-day life. And that's because I'm speaking through the heart from my soul straight to your soul. I'm not dealing with all those other energies. This is a sacred space. And so I do energy healing on myself so that my words are matching my energy. And when energy and words are aligned, when the heart and the mind is aligned, that's when things become more effortless for you. So you're still going to have challenges. But when the heart is open, the heart is going to speak to you. And the heart is not loud. The heart whispers. The mind is loud. The mind is busy. The mind is a monkey mind. In Buddhism, it talks about the mind being like a monkey. It's constantly chattering, chattering. And I know a lot of us feel like I can't really accomplish anything because my mind is busy, right? And so you want to shift from making decisions and strategizing with the mind and using the heart. And this is something that I call heart storming. I don't say brainstorming, because my brain can't figure out this new terrain because we're in new energy. Start rhyming again. I don't know who created Dr. Seuss, but I know that shit be happening to me and do not be intentional. But when I get to flowing with it, it just be coming out like that, and I be going with it, and I be like, fuck it, we go do it, we growing with it, we glowing with it. You see what I mean? I'm not even trying, you get it? But but when this happens, your relationships will heal, your finances will heal, breakthroughs will happen that you were not expecting to happen. Money will come out of places you wasn't expecting. Things that's on your plate that's too heavy for you will start to get lifted out your plate. People will come into your life who actually see you. They see the good, the bad, and the ugly. They see all of you and not going to judge you. They're going to accept you for who you are. And a lot of us don't have that. And it's because we're not giving it to ourselves. Okay? Now, mantras. I chant mantras because trying to accomplish what we're here to accomplish without using sound as a form of sacred geometry, you're not going to be able to do it. I'm just going to let you know now, you're not going to be able to do it. I'm not saying that you have to chant. What I am saying that if you're not using sound to heal, the main component is missing, because sound is what brought forth creation. All creation, they say, started with what? The Big Bang. Bang is a sound. And so there are bijas, which are sacred sounds. These are syllables that carry a frequency of healing. And most of those syllables are not in the English language. The English language was not created to set people's souls free. The English language was created to harvest energy. That's why it's called spelling. That's why we wrote in cursive. Funny that they don't teach cursive writing anymore. But there is so much power in the sound. And so if you use sound to heal, if you use somatic release to heal, this is why I use a vibration plate. I use it pretty much every day because I'm releasing the things from my body. My body absorbs pain. My body don't like to see people in pain. So I unconsciously eat other people's pain, and I didn't know how to digest it. By the time you get to 40, and a lot of people younger than me are already at this point, your body will literally start to break down. You will not be as strong as you once were. You will find yourself not sleeping well or sleeping too much. You will find yourself depressed, stiffness, sickness in the body. You will get sick easier than you used to. All of these things happen because we don't know how to take care of our body. The body is the temple. The body is the temple of God, Goddess. So the body is the third temple. And that's why a lot of the warfare that we see happening right now is something using the body. That's the third temple. The third temple is being rebuilt. That's not a place outside of you. That's you. All right. So I done already said a lot and said enough. But I'm gonna pull one more card for y'all. And if you want to get a reading with me, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not quite sure that I'm going to do a reading for anybody personally. But you can reach out to me through my website, and I'll see if it's something that I could work into my schedule for you. And the reason why I say that is because right now a lot of us are needing to learn how to trust our own intuition, to create routines for ourselves. This knowledge that I share with you, if this is new for you, then take it and use it. If this is not new for you and you already knew this, you probably have not been embodying this information, and that's why you have not been seeing anything break through in your life in a positive way. All right. So here we go. So how can we tap into this energy more? I mean, I'm literally like beating this drum over and over again, but what do you have to share with those who watch this video? Look at that. I literally just said that. Can't make this up. This is spirit quartz, and spirit quartz symbolizes music. Didn't I just say this? I just said this. Use music. Don't let music use you. Music is magic. Music is the ability for sound to create situations, to create opportunities, to create breakthroughs, to create a new mindset, to create a new body, to create a new relationship pattern. I literally just said that. So use it. Even if you're not doing the mantras, even if you just started with Om. Om is a sound of creation. It wasn't a bang. The bang sounded like Om. Using that. Just sit, take a few seconds, because I know a lot of us, our attention span is shot, okay? So just a few seconds, just Om it out for a few seconds and just see how it feels. I have something in my course called ambiance, and it's combining Om with ambiance. And so you learn how to create your own reality. And when it's tension in the air, for whatever reason, whatever happening in your life, it could be you, somebody else, or both, okay? You can use sound to shift the energy. Stop trying to fix people. Stop trying to get people, things outside of you. Stop trying to change the veneer, okay? Go to the root. The root is alchemy. You have to go to the root using alchemy. Sound is alchemy. So if you're not a writer, if you're not a rapper, if you're not a poet, if you're not a singer, like if you're none of those things, make a playlist and play music specifically for when you're depressed, specifically for when you need motivation. Use it like a prescription, okay? This is going to help. I don't know who needed this, but this is going to help you do what you've been trying to accomplish. And I know that the solutions that I'm giving probably, we got all types of wild animals in our backyard right now. I'm sorry. What is this? What is that, a beaver? Hold on. Let me turn this around. Can I turn this around? I know, I feel like it was meant for me to see this. They might not even let me do this since I've been restricted, you know. I've been put in trouble for doing nothing wrong. Is that a beaver? Look, y'all. What is that? Is that a beaver? I don't know. What is that? What kind of animal is that? I don't know what it is. It don't look like a raccoon because the tail ain't looking how it be looking. I don't know. That caught me by surprise. I was so not expecting that. I'm like, what's going on back there? Okay. But that's whatever animal that is. When animals pop up like that, that's a message for spirit. I mean, what kind of animal is that? I'm so serious. This is not a raccoon. He is really enjoying himself. This is a great example. This is why spirit animals is a thing. Okay? They give messages. Look up the message. It's not a beaver because his tail is not wide enough. But whatever animal it is, he's making the best out of our backyard. Can you make the best out of yours? What's the stuff that's back in the back that you push back? The gifts that you don't use, the things about you that you don't like, bring it to the forefront and make the best out of it. A badger, that's what it's called. Thanks, babe. A badger. It's a fucking badger. I have never seen a badger in our backyard. Just so you see how spirit moves. This is what I'm talking about. This stuff happens to me so much. I don't be creating content and talking about it and posting it like other people do because it happens so much. But look up the spiritual meaning of a badger. I can get into some of the things about a badger, but I want you to do your own homework yourself. Because again, a lot of us are stuck because we're not doing things ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. All right. Okay. One last card. We're going to go to Isis. Isis, what do you have to share with these souls? These must be some special souls because they done hit me with a restriction. I ain't did nothing wrong. But it's all right. It's all right because who is meant to receive this will receive this. And a lot of times the most precious things are hidden. The hidden treasures. What message do you have for those here? Just let your heart be open. Whatever comes up is what your heart needs to be open. Breathe into the heart. If your chest is tight, if you breathe in your chest, if you breathe in shallow breaths most of the day, most of us are because we've been stuck in survival mode. Like I said, it's going to be really hard to draw these experiences and these things that don't usually happen into your life, okay? I'm going to pull this card. Ooh, we're getting a lot of purple today, y'all. This is a Merkaba. This is sacred geometry. If you could see your light body existed before your physical body existed. This is your energetic body. If you could see your energetic body, this is what it looks like. It looks like a Merkaba. Kind of reminds you of the Star of David, but it's multi-dimensional. Okay? Now the Merkaba is something that helps you to ascend to a higher timeline, to an improved reality, to your higher potential. All right? Now, this card says, a spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention that will help your soul's journey. Take your time to develop and practice your chosen spiritual discipline regularly. Regularly. This is the key word, regularly. If you have regular inner dialogue that's negative, if the positive things that you say to yourself and do for yourself are not on repeat as regularly as the negativity, of course you're gonna have more negativity in your life and more resistance in your life. Y'all, spirituality is a practice, and you have to be devoted to do it regularly, every day, every moment of the day. For me, I stopped posting so many videos on how to do magic because everything that we do is some form of magic, and it's either working for us or against us. So what you do every day, what you put your hands to, what you put your mind to, what you allow to penetrate your heart, right? What spiritual practice can you start doing every day? Is it chanting? Is it using the music playlist? Is it the meditations? Is it just set your timer for like 3 minutes and just own for 3 minutes? Humming helps the vagus nerve, okay? So you can hum, and that will help you to come out of fight or flight, okay? This will help you grow in power and grace. Why do we need grace? We need grace for the ways that we be cruel to ourselves. We need grace because of the ways that we abuse ourselves. We mistreat ourselves. We sleep on our own self. We undermine ourselves, right? That's why we need grace. A lot of us feel like we need external things to give grace to us. But that's you giving your power to external things. Because if external things and people give you grace that you're not giving yourself, you're going to become codependent on that grace from the external thing. And that external thing is not going to always be there. Nothing is going to always be there. So in order for you to have more power, you got to have more grace. And by doing this, you can anchor the spiritual light within the body of your soul. Anchoring the spiritual light within the body of your soul. Everything that we just talked about. This is a chariot of ascension. Now, sound creates this shape. Sacred geometry. Sound creates this shape. So we have music creating the Merkaba. You see the connection? And these are different decks. I can't like make this up and make these things alive, you know? So I feel good about this reading. I feel good about what I shared with the collective. And I feel like for those of you who actually use this, you're going to see the benefit. If you're watching this and you feel like you need some help creating routines to help you be consistent, that's why I created the Turn Pain into Purpose course. Maybe the name not serving it justice. I don't know, like what more can you do, right? But anything in life that's been bothering you, any areas of life that have been stagnant, your routine is what's going to change that. It's not going to be something outside of you. It's going to have to be your routine. What is your routine? Show me your routine and I'll show you your reality. And it's going to take some time. If you change your routine right here, right now, today, you devote yourself and you say, I'm changing my routine. I'm not going to do the same thing that I've been doing. It's starting today. I'm not going to keep saying, I'll get to it. I'm not going to keep saying, I'll try. Actually do. And this is coming from somebody who has chronic fatigue, chronic pain, so many different issues. And every day is not the same. Some days I can barely get out of the bed. So if I have structure, if I have a routine, and if I can heartstorm, find a way for me to keep that routine, what's stopping you? What's stopping you? Because every obstacle that you have, I more than likely have that as well. So what's stopping you? Don't let today pass you by. Stop feeling like people sleeping on you and people mistreating you. Focus on how you treat you. Focus on how you sleep on your own self. And you change that by changing your routines, changing your reactivity, changing the way that you respond. And when you change those things, that's the triple R's. When you change those things, it's going to be a buffer period before reality starts to mirror that back to you. But the more consistent you are, life is going to bring tests to you to see, are you really ready for this? Are you really about this life? You know, here go a challenge. What are you going to do? Are you going to give up? If you do not give up when the challenges come, if you remain consistent, if you show up every single day and just do the best that you can, and for the things that you can't do, I already told y'all, just say, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm doing the best that I can. Don't shame yourself. Don't beat yourself up. But what does your routine look like? Be real with yourself. Does your routine look like that of the person that you feel like you are supposed to be? The stuff that you say that you want, the things that you want to achieve. Does your routine embody what it takes for you to be that person? Be real with yourself. Because if you're saying you want a healthy body, but you ain't doing nothing to have a healthy body, you're not in alignment. You're actually creating chaos. You're creating confusion. And our body is attempting to heal itself. This is the Merkaba. This is your light body. People have mystified this and made this so complex and complicated. Don't have to be that complicated. Ancient Kemet talked about the Merkaba, Kaba, that is spirit, soul, right? The body, Ba, life. And so what are you doing? What does your routine look like? Because what you choose to do every single day, the way that you move, it creates a routine. Are you moving in circles? Are you running in circles? Are you living in a square? And you just keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome, but you're hitting a wall because you live in a square? Or are you allowing yourself to spiral? Right? This is not a circle. This is, I'm going somewhere. I'm spinning, but I'm going somewhere. And every single cell in our body spins. Right? And this is what brings new life. Right? And so if you are not seeing the change that you hope for, I just told you how to get that. All right? So I appreciate y'all. I was going to do something to challenge my ego today. And this was a challenge because I haven't been doing these readings. There's a million like tarot and oracle card readers now. And I'm like, what can I offer people? It's all there. But I did this anyway. And so step out of your own comfort zone. What is something that you can do that's different and that's new? And then what can you do consistently? And that's going to get you through. And that's going to bring you to being in alignment with who you really are in your truth. And here we go with another rhyme. I'm finna get off of here because the shit is already aligned. So remember what I said. It's time for you to learn to listen to your heart and not only to your mind. And by doing that, you will be able to shine. I love y'all. Alright. Y'all already know what it is. Peace, 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 peace. Check me out. My website, links in the bio. All of that is there. If you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, description. Check me out. I got a lot of other stuff that I talk about and do that obviously I can't share with you right here because I got a restriction just doing an oracle card reading. Makes absolutely no sense. Okay, so yeah, that's what it is. That's all right though.